Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. With the Season 3 Reloaded update, of course, we got plenty of new additions right then and there as the update went live. We got some new weapons, a new map and multiplayer, all the usual content stuff of a seasonal update. However, what we also got with this update is new game files. And as we've seen many times in the past, these game files oftentimes include references to future content. So essentially, the new updates are leaking future updates. And that is exactly what happened here with Season 3 Reloaded. We got some brand new leaks, also some sort of official teases as to some pretty impactful future map updates, including some brand new info on the next Warzone map, which appears to be coming surprisingly in just a couple of weeks' time. So let's actually start first with that. You may have, heard in the past, as we've covered it a handful of times in videos previously, that the next Resurgence map for Warzone 2 is named Vandal, apparently, and it is set in the Netherlands. Now, with the Season 3 Reloaded update, essentially what was added in appears to be a very old, sort of untextured image of the Vandal Resurgence map. And as the leaks have detailed up until this point, set in the Netherlands, going to be a Resurgence map, it does appear to be very similar to the campaign mission that we actually had that took place in Amsterdam. It's very similar in terms of the art styles that are seen. Now, of course, I can't show the image on screen. It was DMCA'd almost immediately, but essentially what was shown in this image is, one, there's like a giant like windmill type structure that was there. There was a bit of a river, there was some bridges, then basically a downtown like area, a residential type area, alongside what might have been like a stadium of some kind, maybe behind the windmill area. If you saw the image, it would make more sense, and I'm sure it's out there floating around on Twitter if you're really interested. But what's important here is the details that Charlie Intel sort of not so subtly confirmed. Whenever Charlie Intel is tweeting about leaks or rumors, it's often with, good sourcing, with good credibility. Charlie Intel doesn't really talk about things that they haven't heard about, elsewhere, right? Their track record is about as clean as it gets. And when this image was DMCA'd, which oftentimes means it's real, right? Charlie Intel tweeted saying, "Tweet on Vandal image leak, deleted because of DMCA. Vandal is not the fall Warzone map, though." They went on to say that Vandal is coming a lot sooner than you might think, which again reinforces the sort of database breach leak that we had a few months back that basically said in Season 4 we were going to see another small Warzone map, aka a new Resurgence map, and that appears to be Vandal yet again. So this is now the second or third time I want to say that we've had leaks that surfaced directing towards the fact that yes, here in Season 4, in just a couple of weeks, in early June most likely, we are going to see a new Warzone map drop, a new Resurgence map to likely live alongside Ashika Island. I highly doubt they're going to have Ashika Island just for, 2 seasons. Although, to be fair, that's kind of what they did with Fortune's Keep. It was only here for 2 seasons and then was deleted off the face of the earth. So hopefully we get 2 Resurgence maps at the same time so you can sort of pick and choose whatever you like to play on more. And it's not the case of one map replacing the other, but Vandal does appear to be happening here very soon. And based off the leaked image and based off the, descriptions of it so far, it sounds pretty interesting. I'm excited to see what it's all about. Now that was just our first bit of map information. We also have some new map details and some new map update info in regards to Mazrah as well. And this one almost seemed a bit accidental. Maybe it's not, you never know with Call of Duty, but as you may or may not have heard, yes, Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx are coming as brand new operators in just a couple of weeks' time. And earlier on this week, they got to reveal them and they had a bunch of promo art for them and whatnot. And in one of the screenshots for Tim's skin, you see him standing in Mazrah, and you might notice that the background of the map's a bit different than what we've got now. With the launch of Season 3 Reloaded, obviously Mazrah got the feature of the sandstorm. It's kind of overtaking Mazrah City and some of the surrounding areas up by like Turok Village and whatnot. And right now it's just visual stuff. You go close to the sandstorm, your visibility is, cut pretty short. Quite frankly, in Battle Royale, it's kind of rough if you're in those areas because you can't really see enemies all that far away from you, especially like in-game. It can be pretty hectic because of the sandstorm visibility reduction. But this image actually shows part of Mazrah City completely like destroyed and overtaken by this sandstorm. And based off the wording that Call of Duty had in their initial blog saying, hey, the sandstorm, it's moving in, it seems like in the coming weeks, we're actually going to see a full-on sort of map event happen where this sandstorm does actually cause some destruction on all Mazrah and changes up the points of interest a little bit. It could be small where you just can't access a certain gas station like in the image that Tim's operator is featured in, or it could be larger. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm glad that we're finally getting around to the point where these kind of updates are happening. This is something that, you know, you look way back in Blackout, every single season, the map was completely different. It was awesome, whether it was a new point of interest or being flooded or whatever. That was really cool. But then, of course, you know, Verdansk and even Caldera had updated points of interest because of world events or new points of interest added. I'm really hoping we're getting to that point with all Mazrah where we start to see, you know, consistent changes just to keep gameplay feeling fresh and feeling new and feeling unique. So something to keep our eyes on there. And of course, as any changes happen, as any new updates come through with the weather and whatnot, I guess I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. Of course, if you want to stay up to date with all things going on in COD, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. And if you enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. Would be seriously appreciated. We also have a couple of other gameplay and content related leaks. According to Task Force Leakers over on Twitter, there is a brand new operator name now in the files post Season 3 Reloaded, and the name that we have there simply is Heather. So it's possible that Heather is coming as a new Season 4 operator. You might recall that we thought originally Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx were going to be Season 4 operators, but their release date, I believe, is the 31st, if I remember correctly. So that'll be happening presumably before Season 4, and we'll have our standard, 2 new operators at launch, 1 to 2 new operators in season for that. We'll get plenty of more information on the official stuff there as we get closer to that launch in early June. So we'll have to stay tuned for that. But new operator name in the files, Heather potentially is a Season 4 operator. And then the final bit of information we have here is probably the most confusing today, because it has to do with Verdansk, which is always an adventure. It's always an experience, I guess you could say, when new Verdansk things appear, because it has the entire community talking right away. So originally there was just a new game file listed that had Verdansk just mentioned. It was just straight up Verdansk in the game files, and people didn't really know, the data miners didn't really know what exactly that was for. And then they started to do some digging and some researching, and Task Force Leakers originally posted saying that the Verdansk text, it got DMCA'd, which again means that they were onto something with these leaks, and that the date that was mentioned apparently alongside Verdansk was the 25th of August of 2020. And that was pointed out by Medina's HD, and that date actually was when Shadow Company originally entered Verdansk and when Black Ops Cold War was revealed. However, then they realized, oh, the code that we had was actually wrong. It's not Verdansk and it's 2020, it's actually October 25th, 2019. Which just so happens to mean 2 things. I didn't even realize the one, but yes, that is actually the Modern Warfare 2019 release date, but also Task Force Leakers found out that that's the date in game where Alex, Echo 3-1, was actually left for dead by Hadir in the story. So bit of a story and lore tie-in there. We have no idea why Verdansk is mentioned in this context in the newly updated game files. This was not a thing before, but there's a reference to it. They appear to think that it may have something to do with the COD 2023 reveal, but that's some ways away, as we've talked about previously. So another situation where really we kind of just have to wait and see. I mean, that's sort of the thing with a lot of these leaks. It's like, okay, we've got some bits and pieces, but we don't have the full story because that's not available to us yet and won't be for a few weeks or a few months time, right? So we got to sit tight and see if anything new is added to the files in the coming updates. Of course, if anything is updated, if anything new surfaces regarding any of this stuff or really anything else going on in COD, you guys know I'll have you covered. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay on top of all of that. And if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. But that is effectively going to wrap things up for this one. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.